Alright, and hello and welcome to my first review starting now with the Tier 1 Hashidate on the Japanese tech tree, a Tier 1 cruiser. Well, all Tier 1s in this game is a cruiser. The Hashidate, if you want to know the very quick specs, for example, the base HP is 5150. It has two 120mm guns with 4.8 seconds reload. It has some AA defense, which is not pretty good, but well, you're not gonna meet any carriers unless you're playing training battles with your friends. The speed is around 19.5 knots or 20 if you upgrade it, which I highly doubt since you're not gonna play Tier 1 that long, unless you prefer playing at Tier 1. It's up to you what you wanna play. And the base concealment range is 7.5. The Hashidate has some very accurate guns. It holds speed well during turns. It has small turning circle radius, and the cons for the ships is low firing range, burns under HE pretty quick. Yeah, in battles where I've played, I'm getting set on fire pretty often with the Hashidate. But the gun angles in the ship is very nice. So if you know how to evade, you might not, get hit by many HE shells that often. Armor is not very good. It's pretty much 6 to 10 almost everywhere. It's basically as the Citadel. That is the 10mm. I don't know if you can get Citadel at Tier 1, I don't remember. You might if you fight any Tier 2 ships if you're unlucky. The only thing I would be careful around is destroyers and battleships at Tier 2 if you meet the Mikasa, for example. They can be very hard to deal with, but you will probably never face them, and you will probably, get your Tier 2 in 1 or 2 matches, depending on. But yeah, I think the Hashidate is a very beautiful looking ship. It's pretty decent. It's actually probably my favorite Tier 1 ship to play. I mean, it doesn't no. Tier 1 battles aren't very fast paced compared to Tier 2 and 3 battles. Well, Tier 2 and 3 aren't fast paced, but compared to Tier 1, it feels a bit more fast paced. And, you're just fighting cruisers, which is, well, not that interesting. If you want to know a bit of a short history of the Hashidate, it was basically a small gunboat back in 1940, and it was sunk during the 1945 by an American submarine. There was 2 ships in the series, and the ships were Hashidate and Uji. The interesting thing about Uji is that it actually survived World War II and was transferred to the Republic of China in 1947. And it later got renamed to Shangxi. But yeah, it's a pretty, decent Tier 1 ship. I think it looks very beautiful for what it is. Well, I'm a bit biased of Japanese ship. I love the wooden deck design a lot, and it feels like a small fishing boat with guns, kind of. It's a pretty, decent Tier 1 ship. Hopefully you will reach Tier 2 pretty quick and Tier 3. Is Tier 1 battles that fun? Not to me. I think they can be enjoyable if you teach a friend, but I would recommend, trying to get to Tier 2 and 3 as quickly as possible. You will mostly just fight bots. You can play bots as long as you want, of course. But not many players play Tier 1. The battles aren't very intense, and there's better options in my opinion. But yeah, the Hashidate, where would I put it in the list? I'm gonna show you my next screen, which is gonna show the tier list any second. Here is the list, as you can see. I'm gonna start with how good I think the ship is. Right now, I have it undecided. And, okay. The ship in itself is pretty decent. I believe it's... In my opinion, it can go to... you know what? It's good. It's not, tier 2. It's not a tier 2 type of ship where you see the main differences. But I think it's, it's a pretty good tier 1 ship. It's actually one of the best in my opinion. It's pretty easy to play, it's fast, and it looks pretty good as well. Yeah, that's what I would say about the gameplay wise. I'm not gonna go into more detail about the tier 1 ships, since the tier 2 ships and the tier 3 ships are gonna have more detailed descriptions, I think, later on in my videos. And here's basically what I think. It's a pretty good ship, but it's not going to be a tier 2 type of ship. If you're an up tier, be very careful where you're facing. And the other part of this, we have how fun is it? Okay, I don't want to be that kind of person, but for being a tier 1 ship, well, a ship in general in this game, I actually think it's kind of boring. Tier 1 battles aren't that intense. You're gonna have much more fun in tier 2 battles with mostly any ship, in my opinion. I mean, it's not super boring compared to other ships that may be, but you're not gonna enjoy tier 1 battles that much. You're not gonna return to it very often, so it's mostly just gonna be a one type of battle or two types of battle. You play it once or twice and then move on to the next ship and then maybe forget the ship never existed. But yeah, it's a pretty good ship, but it's kind of boring to play, like all tier 1s in my opinion. But yeah, it's gonna explain you how to play the ship, and let me know what you think. Do you think I might be, well, bluffing? Maybe you enjoy it very much, or think it's amazing and a must-have. But this is just what I think. I think it's kind of boring, but a pretty good ship. But yeah, that was my review of the Hashidate. I hope you enjoyed the review. And I hope to see you on the next video, where I'm gonna review the next ship, which is a tier 2 Japanese destroyer. But yeah, I hope to see you on the next video, and have a great day. See you. Bye.